Hey everyone, Mark the Movie Man here. Welcome to the final cut, and today I'm reviewing a film for you called Searching for Hell. It's a documentary. I know, don't have a heart attack. I do watch some things that aren't fiction, and I thought the subject matter of this was interesting. Searching for Hell is exactly what the title says. We get 5 different stories here that feature the subject of hell in one form or the other. And so, since it's a documentary, can't really comment on acting since they are interviewing real people in real situations and places. But let me tell you, Searching for Hell gives you some perspective on life and makes you realize that your life is not the living hell you think it is, especially if you hear some of these stories. The first story that opens up I thought was an interesting one. It talks about in Russia, the project of drilling the deepest hole in the earth, basically the hole to hell, if you will. And we get to see the leader of that project revisit the site that has been now since abandoned and looted, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, one, to see the harsh environment that they worked in, but second of all, it's heartbreaking to see this guy who put his work and his life's work into this project, only to see the places where he worked in that just trashed and looted and destroyed, and really made you feel for him and give you some perspective there for life in Russia, especially for some of these scientists that worked there. So I really enjoyed that, and it sucked you in, and really it was a really touching piece. And then we move on to a story about the city of Hell. And there is a city called Hell in the U.S., and they feature, it's a small town. It hinges on its name. It plays up to it. We get to meet the mayor of Hell. And first off, this piece starts off kind of light and kind of fun, and you get to see how they play off the word of hell, and you get to send postcards from hell and some interesting subjects. And then you get to learn about the mayor, and you realize he went through his own hell when he was in the war in Vietnam. And wow, it was just a great juxtaposition from the happy moment to you realizing what this guy went through, and the spirit that he still kept while in this town. And I enjoyed how that came together quite a bit on that one. There's also, they cover in here a museum, I believe it's in overseas in Asia. There's one that's dedicated to the 10 levels of hell based off of an ancient book, and we see the work that has gone into this kind of family business presenting these different levels of hell. And then there's another story in here that really opened my eyes, with sulfur farming. And man, you think your job sucks? No. Searching for Hell really is a great documentary that will give you some perspective on your life and realize there's a lot of things worse out there than possibly the situation you're in. And I know it gave me some perspective as well. And the last story, especially talking about a child in the Congo, really interesting pieces, all done by different directors, some of them first-time directors, all edited well and told the story well. It kept you going, and you wanted to know more, and you weren't quite sure where each piece was going, and I just loved that. So Searching for Hell is something you should search out. I was reading up on it. It's the first full-length feature film that was screened and distributed in a virtual reality cinema. Go figure. So those of you with VR masks might be able to find it out there. But if you have seen Searching for Hell documentary, please leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts on this very interesting documentary that I think deserves to be seen by more people, especially if you're curious about the subject of hell. And that'll about do it for us here at the final cut. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.